When it comes to choosing a good budget laptop, I often struggle to find a decent two-in-one that's affordable and powerful, with the added advantages of being a two-in-one. Thankfully, the Dell Inspiron 7635 looks to be just that. It's super affordable, especially for students, and has all the goodies of a sleek and slim two-in-one without awful performance. At the heart of this two-in-one laptop is the AMD Ryzen 5 7530U, a 6-core, 12-thread Zen 3 CPU clocked at 2.0 GHz that can turbo up to 4.5 GHz if need be. It's a fast CPU with great single and multi-threaded performance with Vega 7 integrated graphics. All this makes it perfect for everyday use, and you can even play a lot of competitive esports titles like Valorant, Dota 2, Counter-Strike, and Rocket League at high frame rates with no issues. Moving on to storage and RAM memory, it has a 512GB NVMe SSD and 8GB of DDR4 RAM. Unfortunately, if you want more RAM, then Dell is charging a $100 premium for the upgrade, with no way to do the upgrade yourself, as the RAM is soldered into the motherboard. While 8 gigs of RAM is enough for daily tasks like web browsing, coding, watching videos, and even playing small indie titles, 16 gigabytes should be the minimum these days. If we overlook the disappointing RAM situation, the rest of the laptop is pretty good. The biggest highlight of the Inspiron 16 is its battery life, and Dell claims it goes to 14 hours on a full charge, which is undoubtedly incredible. Along with the long battery life, you'll also like the touchscreen display, which has a resolution of 1920 by 1200 and produces great colors. It's sharp and decently bright at 300 nits, however, I would have loved a slightly brighter panel. Touch support is excellent and works with multiple fingers or a multitude of styluses and pens. However, Dell doesn't include a pen, so you may need to invest in one, but as I said, you can use almost anything on this screen. Connectivity is decent for a budget laptop, but it could have been better. It has a 3.5mm headphone jack, SD card reader, two USB 3.2 Type-A and two USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type-C ports with DisplayPort and power delivery, HDMI 1.4, which is limited to 1080p, Wi-Fi 6E, and Bluetooth 5.3. Lastly, let's take a look at the overall design and ergonomics of the Dell Inspiron 16 7635. It weighs 2 kilograms, or 4.4 pounds, and it's perfect for fitting such a large screen. The best way to describe the weight is that it's light for a 16-inch laptop, but slightly heavy for a tablet. The laptop can be flipped completely to turn it into a large 16-inch tablet with no flex on the hinges, thanks to the entire body being built from a solid aluminum frame. If you're on a budget, it's hard to come by a good two-in-one that's not a Chromebook. Chromebooks are a good option, but they can't match the level of utility that a Windows machine can provide. One such Windows 2-in-1 laptop that comes really close to the Inspiron 7635 is the Lenovo Yoga 6 with the Ryzen 5 7530U. Specs-wise, they're identical, and they both come with 8GB of RAM and 512GB of SSD for starters at the same price. But Dell ends up winning ever so slightly because it comes with a much bigger display in nearly the same size and has a sturdier body than the Yoga 6. In conclusion, if I had to describe the Inspiron 16 7635 in one sentence, it would be that it's a good two-in-one laptop for a great price. For around $600, it's hard to find a 2-in-1 laptop that beats its value. Despite having only 8 gigs of RAM, it still manages to pack a lot more performance within a durable metal body in a market where every other laptop vendor is filling plastic shells with slow parts. To sum up, what I like is the excellent battery life, the market-competitive price, and the superb performance for a budget 2-in-1. On the downside, it comes with only 8 GB of RAM, poor webcam image quality, and the HDMI output is limited to 1080p. Ratings: Design, 8.5 out of 10. Screen, 8 out of 10. Performance, 8 out of 10. Connectivity, 7 out of 10. Value for money, 9 out of 10. For an overall rating of 8 out of 10.